Good morning and welcome to our morning devotional. I have a question for you this morning, and it might be a challenging question to honestly ask yourself. Ask yourself the question, have you ever felt like you truly, deeply belong? I know a lot of us were the last kid chosen on the team. I know a lot of us were overlooked for birthday parties when we were a kid. Or we were the daughter or the son that went unheard. Maybe we were overlooked. Maybe we were unwanted. Maybe we were alone and cut off from everyone else. And sometimes that feels like just a punch to the gut, leaves very quickly. But other times it's a feeling that can linger for a long time. I heard a story the other day about a child who, when they were a child, they were an adult when they told the story about how they used to have these big, awesome family meals together. And, there would be, grandma and grandpa talking and that over there, and they were telling their stories and, brother and sisters, just talking over top of each other, mom and dad engaging with the kids. And then in the middle of all of this joy, in the middle of all of this connection and belonging, suddenly a little argument would erupt. And a child would stomp up to their bedroom. They'd stomp up to their bedroom and slam the door and sit on their bed, and all the time wishing desperately that their mom would come back up the stairs and bring them back into belonging. And they talked about how, they would creep out onto the stair upstairs and they would listen. And they would look at the people around the table and they would listen to the conversations and they would still hear the joy, but they felt that they could not belong. They felt that they were always waiting on the stairs. How many times in your life have you felt that you're waiting on the stairs? You're waiting to belong. You're waiting for someone to bring you into that sense of belonging again. Maybe at one time you felt that you belonged. Maybe at one time you felt that you were part of community, but you don't feel that way anymore. There's been a lot of people that I've talked to that are non-Christians who think about coming to Christianity as, if I step over the threshold of a church, I'm for sure going to burn. And it sounds kind of silly, but those are people that I know that are waiting on the stairs. They're waiting on the stairs for someone to say, I see you, I accept you, I love you. We're human. And we go through this feeling of unbelonging, this feeling sometimes of being rejected, of not feeling that anybody cares. But the truth is that God cares for you more than you can ever imagine. In fact, in Psalms 56:8, the Bible tells us that this creator of the universe wants nothing more than to share his presence with you, to be with you, to listen to your sorrows. Isaiah 53 says that he was despised and he was judged, and no one would even look at him. We ignored Jesus as if he was nothing. And yet Jesus died on the cross for us. He understands our suffering. And he wants to hear about what's going on in your heart. Zephaniah 3:17 says that he longs to delight over us. If you want to know more about how God feels about you and how it feels to belong to God, I invite you to grab a coffee and to just spend some time meditating or thinking over these following verses. 1 John 3:1. When you read this, I want you to think about how much God loves you, that he wants to call you his child, his son, his daughter. That was 1 John 3:1. Secondly, look up Romans 8:37-39. God will never pull his love away from you. Too often we step away, but God will never pull his love away from you. Whether it is the past, the present, whether it's overpast regrets or things that we're worried we might do in the future, know that God will never take his love away from you. God takes pleasure in your presence. Psalms 147:11, when we read that, it helps us to understand that his love for us is constant. Hebrews 4:15-16. Let us have confidence and approach God's throne where there is grace. There we will receive mercy and find grace to help us when we need it. Meditate on these couple of verses. See how it feels in the depths of your heart to truly belong to God. We may wait on the stairs, waiting for humans, waiting for our friends, our family, our churches to accept us, to invite us back into belonging, and that may never happen. But please know that you belong to God. You will always find a safe place with him. You will always feel that you belong in his presence. He loves you so very much.